Hello Aquarius, how are you? Welcome to your teen yearly overview. I'm so excited to do your guys' reading. I always get this different energy with you, and I tend to really get along with Aquariuses. I'm an Aries, and there's some, I don't know why. I'm fire, air, fire, water, and earth, and so maybe there's this kind of link that I respect about you because I don't have a lot of air in the chart. So anyway, I'm excited to do your reading. Let's talk about your teen. I have this reading available. I have a 3-minute reading, a 3-minute version, or an hour-long version if you're interested on the channel. So that link's below. And let's get started. Aquarius. Spirit and Universe, what are the messages for Aquarius? First quarter, February, June. What are the messages for Aquarius? Need to hear. In life and love, and more. Oh goodness, oh goodness, oh goodness. Oh goodness. What? Okay, well, welcome to Team BAM! You know what? This is so you. This is so you. Okay. First of all, let's talk about this. So we've got air signs, we have fire signs, and a little bit of a Scorpio. Okay, so, and a little bit of earth. So, first of all, Empress here, thank God. Okay, so despite anything that's happening right now, in your typical fashion, Aquarius, you're not really concerning yourself with the antics. Because why? Because you have things to do. And you know what? If someone's going to throw you antics or act inappropriately towards a work situation or a love situation, then, by all means, you're going to play right back because you can do this better than they can do this. All right. So for starters, you're like right out of the gate, bring it on. Two can play at this game. I can outwork you. I can get you back. Go ahead, give it your best shot. Okay. So right out of the gate, Aquarius. And you could be in a long-term relationship. This could be a work relationship. This could be a friendship. This doesn't have to be about your love interest. Okay, so let's keep that perspective, please. Because I don't want comments that are like, well, this is that and this is them and blah, blah, blah. No. This could be about any situation in your life. But bottom line, you're thinking two can play at this game. I've got you beat. For starters there, okay? So, and I say that because there's all these antics here, right? We've got someone getting up and walking away after a love hurt situation or a feeling stabbed in the back situation. So this quickly subsides. This means it's subsiding anyway. All right. So stabbed in the back, getting up, walking away, moving towards the horizon, moving on after a really crappy situation, after literally feeling stabbed in the back. And reverse can take on several meanings, but in light of you and the situation, Aquarius, I really think this has to do with you being like, bring it on, right? You want to bring a third party into the mix. You want to confuse things. You want to test our foundation. Fine. I can play at that game too. I can outthink you. I can outwork you. And you're not really going anywhere anyway. That's kind of the vibe. Now, does this mean this is what you're doing? Maybe not, but it's definitely kind of the energy transition in this situation. And the reason I say that is because we have justice, we have the sun, okay? So something really good is going to come to pass regarding this. And even though you might be viewed as a little overconfident about how good this could be, okay? There's a very charismatic energy in the picture. This could be you, this could be them. Something is very charismatic, something is very temporary. Okay? Rushing in, rushing out, X coming back all the time, okay? You're like two can play at this game. Could be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, and I say that because we have the Queen of Wands. Now, there's one thing you definitely need to understand about the Queen of Wands, which does represent Aries. But the Queen of Wands is very youthful and very innocent And because it's the first house and the first sign in the zodiac. So there's this introduction to life, introduction to self, introduction to everything. Everything is new. So if you want to play this game with them, they will also play this with you because this is a new adventure for them. Okay? They love challenges. They love making things work. They love collaboration. They love camaraderie. They love money. They love earning money. Okay? They don't like showing it off so much. They just like the challenge of getting it. They like the challenge of winning the love. They love the challenge of starting a new book and starting a new project and learning about. They love new adventures. So you, Aquarius, could very likely be throwing them on a new adventure. So you're trying to bring it, and they're like, bring it on. So this is a very interesting vibe, very interesting. And I think this is kind of funny. We'll see how this plays out. You know, with the Lovers reverse, this could, let's see what happens in the second quarter. But what I'm compelled to say with this lineup here is this ultimately could be a very strong friendship because I think the two of you, even if it's a work thing, you know, like somebody at work's driving you nuts, you know, it doesn't have to be about love. But I think it's like you're both going to get lost in the challenge, in the game, and kind of forget that there's actually like real people in real situations. Okay, let's see what really happens though. I'm loving this. Let's see. Second quarter for Aquarius. Only 17 for Aquarius. What is going on with these energies? Hilarious. I'm laughing. You just see it already. Especially with the Aquariuses that I know. Like you play into each other in the scenario so well that it kind of becomes this fun game, like an actual fun game, not a conniving, vindictive game, like an actual fun game. Even for Aquarius. 19, what are the messages and energies? What do they need to know? Here's the thing though, Aquarius, and please don't be offended, but like if someone's going to play this game back with you, like you can't get offended. Okay? Don't get offended. Play the game. Now I just offended you. Right. Okay, good. Cool. So we have game players. We have game players. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. So this could be somebody else. Okay, another work situation, another love interest. You could just be dating. Could be a relative, but whatever. Oh, watery energy. Okay, this is the card of Scorpio, but the King of Cups reversed means vindictive, emotional, manipulation, and, you know, I'm going to go through this quarter pretty quickly because this is kind of funny how the Knight of Swords is reversed. So there's and then what's next to the Queen of Swords and the Hermit. So I think there's a surprise at the level of agility, mental agility, emotional agility, agility, and game theory agility. And I think it's actually surprising you both. And suddenly there's this deep seated respect for their ability to play the game just like you. Notice how I didn't say just better than you. Okay, so it's throwing you for a loop here. I think that you both actually step back and say, whoa, okay? Because this is a card of logic and analytics. It's a card of shutting down emotions so you can think clearly. This is a card, the Hermit, of isolation for the purpose of thinking. And if you will notice, the Knight of Swords here precludes any thought. So there's fun and games and and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, like this person can really do this with me. Whoa. So now there's no acting. There's no action. Because there's like, almost I'm sensing a little bit of fear because you know they can play at your level. And so you both think this, so then you both step back and are like, oh. And you know what, Aquarius, that's going to ruin it. Keep it light and keep it fun. But now there's this undercutting depth to the whole situation. and it throws you for a loop where you just stop, and then the high priestess comes in, and there's this like all of a sudden this heightened awareness of that something could be built here. Did you hear me? Something real could be growing here. And that scares the daylights out of you, okay? They're all excited because, yay, a new endeavor. But you're like, brakes, screech. Okay, I'm not going to have an internal battle about this. I'm not going to think about it. I don't need to transform. I'm just going to go get something, find something new. All right, Page of Cups reversed. No more communication. Better not have any in-depth emotional communication. There's a fear there. Aquarius, don't be afraid. This could be something good. They're at your level. This is the boss at work. They're at your level. And what that means is that they respect you as much as you respect them. So leverage that. All right? This could be a promotion for you. Okay, if you're dating, like you've met a good, so give it a chance. If this is a long-term partner, okay, they've figured you out. They know how to play your way. All right? Stay in it. Third quarter for Aquarius. Third quarter for Aquarius. 17. What are the messages and energies for Aquarius? Here you are, stepping away. There's too much emotion. I don't want to deal with this. I've got to sort this out and figure out if this is what I really want. Okay, and that's okay, Aquarius. That's okay. Oh. So we have the Judgment card because you know that you're heading towards a decision point here, and it actually has to do with you opening up and sharing your life. Nine of Pentacles reversed has to do with not being alone. All right, this has to do with you're stepping away and really thinking about this, and I'm going to repeat this because you've come to this realization that you've probably met your match and you're a little nervous. Because it's not every day, Aquarius, when you have somebody in your life that vibes with you like that. So here we go. This is super interesting because, again, there's not one person that is overbearing or overpowering the situation. There's not one person leading and guiding. All right, quite the contrary. This is up to both of you to figure out what the next step is. And ultimately, because these two are both wands, okay, we have the Three of Wands reversed and we've got the Page of Wands reversed. So this could be more so them than you, but this has to do with choosing, needing to take action, and really having a hard time actually talking about it. Because when the Three of Wands is reversed, it doesn't mean your ships are coming in. It means you have to do something. There's still work to be done. You can't stand on this cliff and wait for the sun to shine on you until all your ships come in. When this is reversed, you're not at the cliff's edge yet. Like, there's still more work to be done, and that includes communication. So while you're on this journey of the soul figuring out, shit, I think I might be really into this situation. Right? So, okay, then we have the King of Wands. And you need to realize this if you are dealing with a fire sign, Aquarius. Hear me here. If that is the case, you going silent will drive them bonkers and make them angry. Okay? Not angry at you, but it'll make them angry and they'll go down that emotional rabbit hole where they'll get sad, and all they need is communication. And then they're going to be upset and sad, and they'll be crying and frustrated, and then they'll just start moving on with their life because they don't want to feel like that, so they'll just go meet somebody else. You've got to realize that you doing this is okay. They do this too, but they do it quicker than you, and they ultimately will need some communication. Otherwise, it's going to throw them for the loop. Now, the good news here, there is synchronicity here. There actually is a real connection here that actually could be really beautiful. So hear that, and then really, really figure out how long you want to do this. Because the longer you do this, the more angry they're going to get. And not angry as in like you're in danger anger. I'm just saying they get really upset. They're super straightforward. They just need to know where they stand. And that could be so much as you saying, hey, this is taking me off guard. It's throwing me for a loop. I actually am really into you and I'm a little bit of afraid of it. So give me a minute. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks, or I'll talk to you next week. I'll talk to you next month. Like, I'm actually nervous here because I feel this so strongly. Just that, which is hard for you to say, yes, but that will go miles with them. And then you can go away and be silent for however long because they get it. Fourth quarter. For Aquarius and teen, what are the messages for Aquarius is? Okay, so hold on, let me look at this. A seed has been planted. So when you or them or the situation is in this space, it takes a great deal of care. It takes a great deal of care. You don't just throw a seed in the ground and walk away. You have to make sure that it has enough sun, and make sure that it has enough air and water, nutrients. So this is beautiful because I think there's, again, like I said in the beginning, there's like this common understanding between you two. Now it's going to get rocky in the fourth quarter, but there's still this understanding that there doesn't have to be this great deal of emotional initiation, right? This has to do with propositions and proposals, and the Knight of Cups wears his heart on his sleeve and comes to save the girl. You know, he's bringing her flowers, all dressed up. So there doesn't have to be that type of display. The type of display that's required is actually just letting each other into your personal realm. Okay? Barriers come down between the two of you for some reason. And it opens the door for a new love, a real love. And there's kind of no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a very quick understanding and a very quick decision. Now, it's been in the making this whole time. But when there's actually acknowledgement about it, and there's actually, right, this analysis about it, and there's words spoken that keep them calm. I said this to one of my exes once. Because I needed this, and he would always do this. And it ultimately ruined the relationship. But that's neither here nor there. But what I said to him was, all I need are words. Like, words are easy, even though they're not, right? Words are easy and free and quick. Like, it's hurting me because I don't know where this stands. I don't know. And it would be like years, okay? Months and months and months. And there would be no, like, I'm not a stage 5 clinger by any means. I actually take great care to not be like that. Okay, I give you way a lot of personal space, probably too much. But when I need confirmation of your feelings, I need it. Otherwise, shit's going to hit the fan. And it's free. It's easy. It takes 5 seconds. All I need are just some words, right? So I think when this occurs, it makes this quick. It's a quick decision. Now, we have a little bit of hiccups here because we have the 5 of Cups and the Devil reversed. So, you know when it's all fun and games and it's mysterious and it's intriguing and then it becomes real and so it loses its mojo? That's what I see here. Now, we have the 5 of Cups, which has to do with regret. So I think it's kind of losing a little bit of steam. It's real, but the mystique is gone. The mystere is gone. The mysticism, the romanticism, the fantasy is gone because now it's real. So there's a little bit of like, oh crap, like it's real now. I have to let go of fantasy. And I have to decide, and this is you deciding at the end of the year, right? I have to decide. I don't need any advice. I don't need somebody to tell me what to do. I don't need that. We're not getting married yet, right? I'm not talking about on that level, but for my soul to breathe, I have to really think about this. Because this is real and this is solid, right? So rounding out the fourth quarter, Aquarius, is you really acknowledging the depth, and I kind of want to say like teaching yourself to be okay with that, right? Okay, I love you. Your story readings and the extendeds are coming right up within the next day or so. Enjoy. Happy teen, happy new year. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.